Hey, welcome to our daily edition of Friend of God. We're taking this directly from our new book called Friend of God, Letting Jesus Say Who You Really Are, because we really believe that when you learn how Jesus defines you, it changes how you define you. You are not the sum of your mistakes and victories. You are who Jesus says you are. You are the one He loves. Thus, you are a friend of God. And in this incredible journey through the writings of John, we see John telling us over and over again, this is what it looks like to be loved by Jesus. And so through 40 days, we're going to take a look at what Jesus is showing to John, and thus John is showing to us. That John comes to the conclusion that I am the one that Jesus loves, and thus we can come to that same conclusion. So, every day, we're going to take one of these chapters and give you just a very quick thing to think about and pray about for that day. And so here is today's episode. Day 19, I am the one with a new father. You ever wondered why the stone was rolled away? Think about that. We read about this after Jesus' resurrection, how He is able to just appear in rooms like somebody on Star Trek, just teleporting into places, and then He disappears from places, and then He shows up at the Sea of Galilee, and He disappears. It's pretty crazy what He's able to do. Don't you think He was able to come out of that tomb without the stone being rolled away? You see, the stone was rolled away not so He could get out, but rather so we could look in. So other people could look in and see He's not there. And that's exactly what happens on this particular day. The women show up bringing spices, which, by the way, these would be the original Spice Girls. Yep, that's a dad joke there. And these women show up to embalm the body the way that they knew how to prepare it, and Jesus is not there. Two of the women run off, but Mary, the Magdalene, stands outside, and I love this. She bent over to look into the tomb. And you know what she sees there? She sees Jesus is gone, and she sees two angels in white. They begin to tell her He's no longer here. And then, as if she needed more information that would bring her closer to her God and knowing Jesus, it's at this moment that Jesus Himself begins to talk to her. She begins to say, please tell me where you've taken him so I can bring him back. And He says her name, Mary. And then He says, don't hold on to me. In other words, I can't stay here forever. But I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God. Did you catch what Jesus said? My Father and your Father, my God, your God. Mary has now been brought into the family of God. Despite her past, despite what she's been up to, despite what she could be up to, despite whatever her future will hold, she's in. And you are the one with a new father as well. Have you ever considered what it means to be adopted and accepted by the Father? Here's a prayer to pray today. Jesus, thank you for making me a child of God. Well, I hope that was helpful for you today. Take that with you throughout the remainder of your day. We'll be back tomorrow with another daily edition. Make sure you check us out on YouTube and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll be back tomorrow with another daily edition of Friend of God.